Welcome to Slay Edge Media, and this is the 5 rules of fitness training. Now, for those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. I've been working in fitness training since I was about 19 years old. That's when I first joined the military. And when you go overseas to deployment, there's nothing else to do but work out. So one thing I started to do was, unlike a lot of other people, I started to learn about fitness, not just working out, but I was the nerdy guy who wanted to read the books. I was one of the first ones who decided to start doing like the weird diets, eating the weird plant-based foods. People call me rabbit. They say, like, oh, he's eating that rabbit diet. And then after years and years of studying, research on myself, studying with different people, training with aspiring bodybuilders, mesomorphs, endomorphs, ectomorphs, people who couldn't get results, people who got results naturally, I've learned so much stuff about health and fitness, and I outline 5 rules of health and fitness. Now I'm going to break this down to you in order of how you should apply these things, all right? Number 1 is foundation. You need to lay a foundation. Now, say if you're beginning your health and fitness journey, something you got to understand when it comes to digesting the nutrition that you're going to be taking in, that's going to be feeding the muscles that you plan to be working out. If your gut is filled with years and years of sludge, one thing I suggest is for you to cleanse your gut out before you start this huge journey of health and fitness training. All right, because when you do training, you're going to be breaking down the muscles essentially, right? And you need to feed your body with nutrients. And the way your body absorbs nutrition is through the gut. So if your gut's dirty, you're going to be taking in this fuel and nutrition, but your body's just going to be spitting it out, and it's not going to be able to properly digest it as efficiently and to its maximal potential as possible. All right, so the first thing you want to do is take a few days to cleanse out your gut. You can do this a few different ways. You can do this by going on a fruit fast, a juice fast, and there's also, like, if you're one of those people who don't want to do a fruit fast or a juice fast, they also have like 3-day detoxer pills, like where you can drink like a shake or take pills, and it basically helps to remove a lot of the waste out of your gut. Take a few days to do that, and this allows your body to get prepared. Also, while you're doing this, start transitioning and feed your body with foods that actually are dense in nutrition. All right, invest in some superfoods that have good nutrition so you can feed your body when you start doing these workouts. All right, next thing is tying on to the first one, nutrition. You got micronutrition and macronutrition. So a lot of the foods that a lot of people eat are the reason why people have to start working out in the first place, because a lot of this food that's out today, like, is processed food, and it has an overabundant amount of sodium, and it's devoid of real nutrition that your body needs. All right, there's a whole bunch of different faculties that you need to consider, like the salt that you use. Like, if you're eating a lot of foods that are really processed, try to start going for foods that are more natural. Stay away from the canned goods. Don't start going to beans and just only eat canned beans. No, you need to eat fresh beans. Make your beans at home. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables, especially mostly fruits and vegetables. I want you to consider the 80-20 rule. I got tons of videos. I want you to scroll through my videos that I have, because I have tons of videos on nutrition. Nutrition is one of the main founding principles of being able to help your body heal and actually get good results. One thing you don't want to do is just take all these testosterone, steroid BS crap and put your body in a deficit. And you're not even giving your body the essential nutrients to just live. All right. So you're constantly forcing your body to go down in, like, you could say, stat points. Stat points being like your joint health, your gut health, your muscle development. You don't want to be taking steps backwards in development. You want to always be going forward in your development. All right. So look at my other videos and consider different micronutrition, macronutrition. If you never tried, spirulina is a great beginner one. But I'm also going to be reviewing the Ambrosia Collective. It's a line of organic and plant-based nutrition from Mike Rashid. He partnered with a few different people, and he made this whole line of different plant-based nutrition sourced from premium sources, third-party testing, zero sugar, and great dosages. Plant-based nutrition, because plant-based nutrition is the best source of nutrition. A lot of people think that you need to get your protein from meat, but think of this. When you get your protein from meat, you're getting the byproduct, secondary after product of what the protein really supposed to come from, because where that animal gets its protein from is going to be from the grass and the plants that animal eats. Like, say, like a cow or something. What does the cow usually consume? Plant nutrition. So eating the meat only as a source of protein and nutrition is kind of like getting the leftover after product of where the real source of the protein and nutrition is. When you eat plant nutrition, you get more nutrition than just protein and fat. Protein and fat is essential, but you don't have to get it just from meat. That's why I said the 80-20 rule. I got a video on the 80-20 rule. And if you haven't, I would suggest you to scroll through my videos. You might surprise you. I would binge watch my videos so then you can educate yourself. My videos are only for people who want to educate themselves and want real results, all right? I don't have the most popular channel on YouTube because I don't just do a whole bunch of entertainment, all right? I could keep talking about nutrition for hours and hours, but that's the reason why I have hours and hours of video footage for you to scroll through. Over 100 videos, more than 100, probably like 200 some videos for you to scroll through. Check them out. Next thing is going to be training, all right? So I got videos on training as well. You need to understand that there's different variations of training that you can do. I would start out with the main foundation. You don't want to go crazy in the gym first, because one thing you don't want to do is set yourself up to where you're weak and in pain forever. Last thing people need to do is just go straight to the gym and just start lifting crazy heavy, because you haven't gotten your body used to moving at all. So at first, like I said, there's steps to it. If you start doing all these crazy workouts, but you haven't got any proper nutrition in your body, you haven't cleansed your body up so you can actually absorb the nutrition, you're going to end up hurt and put yourself in a deficit before you can actually go forward. You're going to be going backwards before you can go forward. You don't want to go backwards before you go forward. You want to go forward and keep going forward, all right? In the beginning, start out with just your body weight, push-ups, air squats. If you can, do pull-ups. If you can't, don't do pull-ups. Just do what you can. It's essential to start out with your body weight or light little dumbbells or little weights. You don't want to go crazy heavy or anything. You want to work up to it, incremental steps, all right? One step at a time, so then you don't hurt yourself. Keep that in mind. And when it comes to your training, you got to make sure you're consistent as well. Next up is stretching. Stretching is one of the underrated, I'd say second most underrated thing that people consider when they're coming to health and fitness, all right? Because stretching is one of the main or one of the best ways to help your body recover. Not just nutrition, not just consistency, but you also need to stretch. You got to release that tension that's within those muscles so then they can repair and come back stronger the next time. This is where the nutrition comes in. You need to drink water. After you've done muscle training, you want to make sure you stretch, as well as you could try muscle massaging. It's going to help release a lot of that lactic acid stored inside your muscles. You got so many joints, ligaments within your whole body and muscles that you could train. You could literally stretch for hours and not be done stretching your whole body. The level of depth that you put into it, it just depends on how many or what kind of results you want. All right. So the same thing with training. Start easy so you don't pull your muscle and hurt yourself and you're out for a week. Start easy and then gradually get harder and harder with your stretching as you keep going. Like I said, nutrition is a foundation. Cleansing your body is a foundation. You want to build up your foundation before you start getting into the crazy stretching, because stretching is a form of working out as well. It's like muscle strengthening, but it's a different perspective of muscle strengthening, all right? It takes strength to be flexible. As I've trained, though, I've noticed the more flexible I've become, the more stronger I've become, all right? A lot of these things go hand in hand. They work together. Now, the last thing, one of the most underrated things is going to be, actually, I think all these things are underrated, but one of the most underrated things is going to be sleep. You don't want to be training yourself too much, especially if you're not getting the nutrition. All right. There's a couple products that Mike Rashid with the Ambrosia Collector came out with. He calls it his overtraining solution. I'm gonna be doing a review of that. It's gonna help your body heal. This dives into what I've said before: micro and macronutrition. Now you don't have to take certain products. You can get a lot of this micro and macronutrition just eating regular foods. Like I said, binge the videos that I've made in the past, because it's going to educate you and give you a good mental foundation so you can start improving your body. That's why with a lot of the videos I show, I started with the mental aspect. I started with the nutrition aspect. A lot of my older videos are basically things that's going to help to give you a foundation. I dive into fasting as well, which is a form of resting. It's a form of giving your gut rest, all right? There's so much information. Literally, this video could go on for 5 hours talking about everything I've talked about in the past. But the best thing for you to do is watch my older videos. So at nighttime, after you've gotten your nutrition, you've done your resting, you've done your stretching, get a good night's sleep so you can do it again the next time. You don't want to be skipping out on sleep and trying to make your body work and work and work and work. Just like your brain needs rest, your muscles need rest. All right? Take it from me. I was damn near paralyzed from overworking my muscles and not getting rest. Yes, I was taking in nutrition, but I wasn't getting the rest I needed. God made me sit down. God made me bedridden for like 1 to 2 weeks. I couldn't even work out at all. All because I didn't listen to those signals. I thought I was invincible. I thought, oh, I could just keep going and going and going. I hurt my back, couldn't even move at all. This could happen to you. So take it from me and pay attention to your nutrition, your foundation, and your rest. Everything, all those 5 principles I laid out for you. Because it's better to learn from someone else's mistake than have to learn from the mistake yourself, all right? But sometimes you don't learn from the mistakes until you make the mistakes yourself. Remember the 5 principles: foundation, nutrition, training, stretching, and rest. All right? I hope I sparked some kind of interest for you. And also make sure you look for my next video that's going to be coming out in the future. I'm going to be reviewing the Ambrosia collection because I'm going to be using certain supplements. I'm going to be testing and reviewing a lot of different supplements. It's going to be used towards applying all the information and knowledge I've learned over all the years and compiling all into one. I'm going to be doing a whole body transformation for myself. If you've seen Creed 3, it's going to be based on those guys. I'm not going to be copying their workouts. I'm not going to be copying their diet plan. I'm going to be giving an all natural, all organic kind of diet, as well as my own kind of exercise. I'm going to be doing it my own way. So if you want to see what that's about, I suggest you subscribe and stay tuned. Peace.